So yesterday in the class we have seen, last class we have seen the liquidity ratios. All the types of liquidity ratios we have seen. So now we'll be going for this leverage ratio. Okay, we'll go for the second part, that is a leverage ratio. So what are leverage ratios? Leverage ratios or solvency ratios or capital structure ratios. Okay, even these ratios are actually calculated to find out the obligations meeting capability of a firm. Okay, it may be any type of obligation, either short term or long term, but here mainly we are concentrating to the long term financial position. In liquidity, what we did, it was purely for short term. It was on working capital, current assets and current liabilities. Here we'll go for the long term. That is, here you can see it's a capital structure. We are seeing capital structure ratios. Leverage or solvency ratios can be defined as a type of ratio that is used to evaluate whether a company is solvent or well capable of paying off its debt obligations. Okay, debt obligations or not. These ratios are used to measure the long-term financial position as a test of solvency of an organization. We are measuring here the long-term position. Liquidity was short-term and this is long-term. Here we have 6 types of ratios: proprietary ratio or equity ratio, equity to fixed asset ratio, equity to current assets ratio, current liability to shareholders funds ratio, debt equity ratio, capital gearing or leverage ratio. In this, most important is debt equity ratio. Okay, others you can just go through, but most important is debt equity ratio. On this you might get for 2 marks, and theory you may get on this capital gear. Okay, uh, but this is what is our previous experience. This time again the question paper may change, you may get problems on any of this. Okay, so first we'll see proprietary ratio or equity ratio or total assets ratio. You see, each ratio will have, it may have only one name or 2 or 3 names. You should not be confused. You should know all of these things. So try to understand and study always. No, nothing else by hearting. The meaning is same. Proprietary. Who is a proprietor? He is the owner. For that we call them as equity owners or equity shareholders. So it is called as equity ratio also. It is total assets ratio as it is divided by total assets. Okay. The ratio establishes relationship between shareholders funds and total assets of a firm. Proprietary ratio is equal to shareholders funds divided by total assets. Okay. What are these shareholders funds? Okay, so that is paid up capital, or these are also the equity capital or the equity shareholders funds. Equity holders are nothing but they are the owners. All of you know this, they are the proprietors. So it is called as equity shareholders fund or paid up equity capital. Next is a preference share capital. Preference shares capital. Okay, these are also part of capital. Preference shares are never a debt. They are a part of share capital. Then reserves. What is reserve? The excess of profit. Some of the profit part you are saving it as a reserve. That is reserve. And profit and loss account, credit balance. Credit balance means the net profit. Whatever you add to capital, that has to be taken over here. And if there are deferred payments or any preliminary expenses, we have to reduce that. Total assets, as you all know, that is fixed assets plus current assets. Next is interpretation. Standard ratio is 5:1. That means shareholders funds to total assets. It is 5:1. If the ratio is high, it indicates strong in financial position. If a ratio is low, it indicates a weak in financial position. Okay. So we'll see one simple problem on this. Take down this problem. From the following information, calculate the proprietary ratio. Equity share capital is 3 lakhs. Preference share capital 1,50,000. Reserves 75,000. Debentures 1,80,000. Creditors 45,000. Fixed assets 3,57,000. Current assets 1,50,000. Investments 2,25,000. So this whole type of balance sheet is given where we have assets and equity and equity and liabilities and assets. From this we have to find out proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio is shareholders funds divided by total assets. Okay, copy this and try to do. Let me see who all. So this is a part of our problem. So here I think. So here you see equity share capital. This is a problem part I have taken. Equity share capital, we have preference share capital, reserves. Okay. Debentures, creditors. Now, first of all, we have to find the calculation of shareholders funds. So what are the shareholders funds? If you see this problem, equity share capital is a shareholder fund. It's a owner's fund. Preference share capital is also a shareholder fund, and reserves is also part of shareholders fund. That's a equity capital. We don't have any other profit and loss or anything. So these three will be taken as shareholders funds. So here is calculation of shareholders funds. Equity share capital 3 lakhs, preference share capital 1.5, reserve 75,000. So this is 5 lakhs 25,000 is the shareholders funds. Now calculation of total assets. So total assets is already given. We are taking this as exactly the same 7,50,000. All these are the total assets. This is asset part. So we have 7,50,000. Clear about these two? You see at the end I have just done this because in further problems you should know this also. What are the total funds? That is, what does the capital structure include? In that you see we are taking share capital, preference capital, reserves as well as debentures. This is our total fund. Creditors are not a part of total funds. I have left this. This is our total fund, but at present this is not required for you. You have to concentrate only on this as well as this. Okay. So we have got here shareholders funds, total assets. Substituting those in the formula, proprietary ratio is equal to shareholders funds divided by total assets. So what are the shareholders funds? 5,25,000 that I have taken over here. Then total assets 7,50,000, that is here. So once you divide, you will get proprietary ratio as 0.7:1. Okay. The financial position is very, very big because the standard ratio is 5:1. Clear about this? Next one, we'll go to the second part, that is equity to fixed asset ratio. Okay. This ratio establishes relationship between net fixed assets of a firm and owner's equity. Okay, this is only on fixed assets. The earlier one was total assets. Equity to fixed assets ratio. So that is equal to fixed assets divided by owner's equity into 100. This we are going to give in percentage form. That's why it is into 100. So what are shareholders funds or owner's equity? That is same. Paid up equity capital, preference share capital, reserves, profit and loss, credit balance. Fixed assets. All of you know total assets minus current assets is equal to fixed assets. Okay. Interpretation. So standard ratio is 2/3 or 67%. Okay. If the ratio is high, it indicates strong in financial position. If the ratio is low, it indicates weak in financial position. So I'm going for the next one. Equity to current asset ratio. It is same. Instead of fixed assets, we are taking current assets over here. So this ratio establishes the relationship between current assets of the firm and shareholders funds. Current assets to shareholders funds. Equity to current assets ratio, that is equal to current assets divided by shareholders funds. Shareholder fund will again remain same, paid up equity capital, preference share capital, reserves, profit and loss, profit balance. Current assets, again total assets minus fixed assets is equal to current assets. Interpretation, there is no standard ratio for this. If ratio is high, it indicates strong in financial position. If the ratio is low, it indicates weak in financial position. Okay. Hope you are getting all these things. This one was second one, equity to fixed asset ratio, and this is equity to current asset ratio. Next, I am going for current liabilities to shareholders funds ratio. We have seen asset part. Now we are going for the liabilities, current liabilities to shareholders. That means every part we are finding the percentages, how it is when it is compared to the owner's capital. The ratio establishes the relationship between current liabilities of a firm and shareholders fund. It should be funds. Current liabilities or shareholders funds ratio is equal to current liabilities divided by shareholders funds. Again, this will remain same, shareholders funds, paid up capital, preference share capital, reserves, profit and loss, credit balance, divided by current liabilities. So what are current liabilities? All of you know that. It will be exactly given over there. Else, when you go for equity and liability side, remove all the equity part, remove all the long-term liabilities, and you will get current liabilities. Standard ratio is 1/2. If the actual ratio is more than standard ratio, it would be difficult for the concern to obtain long-term funds. Okay. Next, I am going for debt equity ratio. Debt equity ratio, the ratio establishes the relationship between long-term debts, that is external liabilities, and the shareholders funds internal liabilities. This is very, very important. Just concentrate on this. This ratio establishes relationship between long-term liabilities and shareholders funds. We call them as external liabilities and internal liabilities. What are those? It is a ratio between the borrowed capital to the owned capital. It is calculated as debt equity ratio is equal to external equities, long-term debts, divided by internal equity, that is a shareholders fund. What are these external equities? That means all the debts, long-term debts we are taking over here. Debentures will come over here. Okay. So internal equities are nothing but the shareholders fund. Again, it is same. Paid up capital, preference share capital, reserves, profit and loss. Less in here. If profit is there, you will add here. If there is a loss, you will have to deduct it. Deferred expenses and losses have to be deducted, and you will get shareholders fund. The interpretation, standard ratio is 2:1. Always debt equity ratio is 2:1. This actually I was telling in the last semester also when I was taking capital structure. Capital structure ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೆ debt equity ratio should be 2:1. What is the meaning of this? Why you are finding this ratio? Why it is 2:1 is always we prefer more of debt than equity. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಾವು ಡೆಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ದೆನ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಮ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ರನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Why it is like that? When you have risk, then you will work hard to pay it back. ಯಾವಾಗ ಡೆಟ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಡೆಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ more. This, if I want to compare it to yourself, exam idra ashte othiralla. So yesterday I told you, yesterday I showed you the message, and today we have got one more circular. In the month of June we have to conduct internals. Okay, iga now internal henga, all of you know multiple choice questions online only we are taking, but this time we'll be taking two types. One is lengthy question paper, We'll give you 1 hour. You have to write it and send it back to us. Okay. Photo tagdaadli scan ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಇನ್ನ ಒಂದು it will be multiple choice. So start studying now. Okay. So why I give example is exam ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಓದ್ತಿರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಓದಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Similarly, ಯಾವಾಗೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದೇ ರೊಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಲೋನ್ ತಗೋತೀರಿ ಅವಾಗ ಬಹಳ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ. ಎದಕ್ಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪೇ ಇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಅದು ಪೇ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಂತ್. ನೀವು ಅದು ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಅದು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಡ್ ಆಕೋತ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ. Similarly in your business, and that's the standard ratio is 2:1. Debt is 2, equity is 1. If the debt ratio is less than 2 times of equity, it indicates that the financial structure of the concern is sound. If the debt ratio is more than 2 times, it indicates that the financial structure of the concern is too weak. You should not have too much debt also. The standard is 2:1. Okay. All of you understood this. This is very important. Again, I am telling you, you will get this type of problems. Debt equity ratio is long-term debts divided by shareholders funds. Take down this problem. Calculate debt equity ratio. Total assets is 2,50,000. Total debt is 1,50,000. And current liabilities are 50,000. Okay. Take down this. Calculate debt equity ratio. Total assets are given, that is 2,50,000. Total debt is given 1,50,000 and current liabilities is 50,000. Take down this problem. So the formula is debt equity ratio is equal to external equities divided by internal equities. Long-term debts divided by shareholders funds. So first we'll find out what are these things. External equities include all debts. We know that external equity means it includes the debts. So now what all we know? We know total debt, we know, and we know current liabilities. Okay. So how do you find the long-term debts over here? Now, external equities include all debts. Total debt is equal to long-term debt plus current liabilities. Okay. So total debt we know that is 1,50,000. We know that total debt, how much is that? 1,50,000. I have substituted here 1,50,000 is equal to long-term debts. We don't know what are our long-term debts. That is what is debentures, we don't know. And current liabilities, we know current liabilities. Current liability is how much? 50,000. So I substituted 50,000 over here. So you see this is one more formula I have given here. Total debt is equal to long-term debts plus current liabilities. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಅಂತ ಬಹಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಇವು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೇ ಬಂದಿರಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ತರ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ. ಅವಾಗಷ್ಟೇ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಈಸಿ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. So long-term debts is equal to what? 1,50,000 minus 50,000. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದೆ. 1,50,000 is brought over here plus 50,000. So sorry, this should be minus. I'm very sorry. This is not plus, this should be minus. Akkadinda ikkad bartadala, this is minus. So 1,50,000 minus 50,000, you will get 1 lakh. So long-term debts antandre debentures are 1 lakh over here. Understood this part? Now, shareholders funds or owners equity. Total assets we know that is 2,50,000. So I have written total assets. Okay. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಗ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಟ್ ಯು ನೋ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ ದಟ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು total liabilities. What is total liabilities? What is total liabilities? Okay. So total debt, current liabilities or owner's equity. What does it consist of? So it consists of total liabilities. What are those total liabilities? Here we know that total debt or total liabilities. I'm saying long-term debts plus current liabilities. Okay, so now you see total assets is 2,50,000 less total liabilities, that is 50,000, that is equal to shareholders fund, that is 1 lakh. Okay, so here debt equity ratio is 1 lakh divided by 1 lakh, you will get it as 1:1. Shareholders funds, when you go for this, I'll just go back and I'll tell you. As per this old type of balance sheet, if you consider this as balance sheet, okay, so this is our total assets, or if you are confused over here, in our balance sheet we have liabilities and assets. Okay, here I'm just telling you in a rough way. It is like this. Here we will be having first part is equity part, then we will have liabilities. Here it is assets. All of you know that both of these should be tallied, both of these totals should be tallied, we know that. Now this part is total assets, isn't it? So this part is how much? 2,50,000. What is this? This is total assets. So ಈ total assets naginda ನೀವು ಈ liability portion ತೆಗೆದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you will get this as equity. Okay, what is our total debt? That is 1,50,000. Our total debt is 50,000. Sorry, again I made a mistake here. This should be 1,50,000. So ಈಗ total liabilities ನಮ್ದು 1,50,000 ಅದ. So 2,50,000 ಒಳಗಿಂದ ನೀವು total liabilities deduct ಮಾಡ್ರಿ 1,50,000. ಉಳಿತದ ಎಷ್ಟು? That is your equity. ತಿಳಿತಾ ಇದು? That is your shareholders fund. So this is 1 lakh. So total debt equity is what? 1 lakh divided by 1 lakh, you will get 1:1. ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು FI ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡ್ರಿ. Even in the last financial management, I told you, you have to think, apply all the knowledge what you have gained all these years, and then you have to do. ಬಹಳ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಅದ, it's very simple, but you should have a perfect knowledge. ಅಕೌಂಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇವೆರಡು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಐಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್. ನೀವು ಡೆಟಾರ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಟಾರ್ಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್. ಡೆಟಾರ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಅಸೆಟ್ ಸೈಡೇ ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋರಿ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಈಸಿ. And remember here in proprietary ratio, till now you are going for shareholders funds. Shareholder fund bare, total funds bare. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ total funds I calculated. There I included debentures. Debenture debt ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, but it's a part of capital. All of you should know that. Okay, so ಇದನ್ನೇನು ನೀವು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, this should be very clear. ಏನು ತಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಬ್ಬಿಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ. ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್, ಸ್ಟಡಿ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವಾಗಷ್ಟೇ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್ ನೀವು ಹಾಕೋಬಹುದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ತರ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್ ನೀವು ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್. ಇಂಥವೇನು ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾಸ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ. But when you get this type of problems for 2 marks, 5 marks, you will get only this type direct questions barade illa. 15 marks you may get direct questions. Marks jasti ada, there you will get simple. But here all these are very tricky problems. Tricks barbeku antandre you should know all these things. Clear about this? Understood this problem? We'll go for the next one. Write down this problem. From the following information, calculate debt equity ratio. Take down fast. 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, 2 lakhs. This is 2 lakhs. General reserves 1 lakh. Accumulated profits we have, okay, 80,000. 12% debentures 2,50,000. 10% preference share capital 1 lakh. Total creditors 80,000. Outstanding expenses 10,000. Provision for taxation 20,000. Okay. Provision for taxation 20,000. Take down this. So this is the solution. You see, again I have why I'm taking these problems over here is ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಡೆಟ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿ ರೇಷಿಯೋ, ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಂಡು ಹಿಡಿಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಡಾಟಾ ಏನದ, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದೀಸ್ ಮೆನಿ ಡಾಟಾ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನು, ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. Now, external equities include what? All debts. This is continuously we are repeating. External equities includes all debts. What are those things? That is debentures 2,50,000. External equity ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಅದ, that's an acting as a debt or it is a debt, but it's a part of your capital. What are those? They are only debentures. Debentures ashte aa thara irtave. So 12% debentures you are taking here. Okay. Now what are these owners funds or shareholders funds? Shareholders funds ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. Idu tagotiri 2 lakhs. Okay, so 2 lakhs is taken over here. Then you have general reserves 1 lakh. Naturally, it's a part of profit. You have to take general reserve. This is a part of capital that has to be taken here. Then accumulated profits 80,000. Accumulated profits tagotin nanili 80,000. Okay. Then 10% preference share capital 10%. 1 lakh. So 10% preference share capital 1 lakh. Okay. So when you add all these things, this is 4,80,000. This is 2,50,000. See here, equity capital is more compared to the debt. Preference share capital bagge I'll tell you very clearly. What are preference shares? They are also outsiders. Preference shares are not equity shares. Equity ashte owners. Preference shares are outsiders, but they have most of the rights that are same as equity shareholders. Avaru vote hakbodu. You are giving them dividends. Okay, but debentures again ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, you are giving them interest. They are purely debts. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ voting authority ಏನು ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So when you go as or take as shareholders funds, you have to consider preference shareholder. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ preference capital ಒಳಗೆ ಇದು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋರಿ, ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಬಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋತೀರಿ. ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ತದ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್. ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ನೋ ದಿಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೀಟಿಂಗ್. Now when we come back for the formula debt equity ratio, 2,50,000. What is this 2,50,000? This is the external equity. Okay, divided by 4,80,000, that is nothing but internal equity shareholders fund. When you divide it, you will get 0.52:1. It is again less. That is less than the equity. Clear about this? All of you have taken down. I'll go for the next one. Yeah, we'll go for the next one, that is capital gearing or leverage ratio. This ratio establishes the relationship between fixed interest bearing securities And equity shareholders funds. You see, this is not only shareholders fund, this is equity shareholder fund. Here there is a change. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊರಿ. Capital gearing or leverage ratio is the last one. It establishes relationship between fixed interest bearing securities and equity shareholders funds. You see, it is calculated as follows: capital gearing ratio is equal to fixed interest bearing securities divided by equity shareholders funds. What do you mean by this fixed interest bearing securities? Last slide I told you. These are the securities which carry with them the fixed rate of dividend or interest. Fixed new dividend kodri, interest kodri, it should be fixed rate kodligatiri. So what does they include? Fixed interest bearing securities include what? Long term loans. Long term loan fixed interest ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ ಪಕ್ಕ. Debentures fixed interest ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. You call them as 10% debentures, 12% debentures, 7% debentures and call ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. So they are fixed, ಅಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು debentures. Long term fixed deposits. Okay. Next, preference share capital, most important. Iವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೀವು fixed dividend ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ, that's why you are taking them over here. Next, shareholders funds or owners equity. This is equity shareholders fund. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ shareholder ಅಂತ call ಮಾಡಬೇಡ್ರಿ, you will be confused. Call it as equity shareholders funds. What are these equity shareholders ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ owners. Owners fund ಎಷ್ಟದ? It is equity shareholders as well as it is equity capital as well as reserves and profit. ಇಷ್ಟೇ. Equity shareholders fund includes equity share capital, reserves and profit and loss credit balance. Clear about this? Should be very clear about capital gearing ratio. This is fixed interest bearing securities divided by equity shareholders fund. Okay. What are these? There are some part over here. These are very important. Highly geared, low geared and evenly geared. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ 2 marks ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ as a theory. What is highly geared, what is low geared, what is evenly geared ಬರ್ಬೋದು. So high ratio means highly geared. If the capital gearing ratio is high, okay, you see it is high, it is attractive proportion for the investors. It shows that the major share of total capital is in the form of fixed interest bearing securities. If the ratio is more than 1, it is said to be highly geared. Investors ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, they check whether company ತನ್ನ own capital ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದೋ ಅಥವಾ outsiders capital ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. When it is preferring outsider capital, then you start investing so that it is very good in giving the interest, then only it takes outside capital. So it is called as highly geared and it always attracts the investors. Low geared is opposite of that. Equity is more. If the capital gearing ratio is low, it is not attractive proportion to the investors. If the ratio is less than 1, it is said to be low geared. In such cases, fixed interest bearing securities are less in total capital, that is less than equity capital. Illen ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ company ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is preferring more of owners capital. ತಾವೇ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಾರೆ, ಹೊರಗಿನ ತಗೊಳಿಕತ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಹಳ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ತಗೊಳಿಕತ್ತಾರೆ. This doesn't attract the investors. Evenly geared ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ both are same, 1:1. We call it as evenly geared. Okay, be very perfect about this. This is capital gearing ratio. Fixed interest bearing securities divided by equity shareholders fund. It is, remember, fixed interest bearing securities divided by equity shareholders fund. And highly geared means when ratio is high, ಹೊರಗಿನ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಗೊಳಿಕತ್ತೀರಿ, that is either it is debentures or preference shareholders are given more importance. Low geared andre ratio is less than 1. You are giving more importance for equity when compared to preference and debentures. Evenly geared andre both are same. Okay, we'll see some problems on this. Take down this. From the following information, calculate capital gearing ratio. 15% preference share capital 12,50,000. 12% debentures is 12,50,000. Equity share capital is 3 lakhs. Reserves and surplus 2,50,000. Preliminary expenses 50,000. Okay. So this data is given here. The formula for calculation is capital gearing ratio is equal to fixed interest bearing securities divided by equity shareholders funds. Fixed interest bearing securities andre yadu? Long term loans, this we have seen. Long term loans, debentures, long term fixed deposits, preference share capital. Shareholders funds or owners equity are nothing but equity share capital, reserves, profit and loss. Okay, take down this part. We'll see the solution. You see, again I have brought back the problem over here so that you can be very clear. This is our formula, capital gearing ratio, fixed interest bearing securities divided by equity shareholders funds. Now first we'll calculate fixed interest bearing securities. First one, preference share capital. We'll see what are these here. First you have preference share capital 15%. This is a fixed interest bearing security. So 12,50,000. I have taken here 12,50,000. Okay. Next, 12% debentures. As you all know, this is a fixed interest bearing 12,50,000. Again, I am taking here 12,50,000. We don't have any long-term loans or any long-term fixed deposits, so these are nil. So total is 25,000. 25 lakhs. 25 lakhs is the fixed interest bearing securities. Next, we'll come for this shareholders funds. Shareholders or owners equity. So here you see equity share capital 3 lakhs. I have taken that 3 lakhs here, equity share capital. Next we have reserves and surplus 2,50,000. Reserves and surplus I have taken 2,50,000. We don't have any profit and loss credit balance. Profit is not given. But what is given here? Preliminary expenses. Okay. What do you mean by preliminary expenses? Preliminary expenses antandre, this is usually the expenses which is incurred during start of a company. Athwa every year enadru new start hosa capital tagotiri, the expenses incurred are called as preliminary expenses. ಈ preliminary expenses ನೀವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? This is always deducted in your profit. Do you know this? Preliminary expenses ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಒಳಗಿಂದ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕ್ತಿರಿ, ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮ್ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಡೆಫರ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಸ್, earlier we saw that shareholders funds ಒಳಗೆ we will have to remove all the deferred expenses. So preliminary expense na deduct ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Understood? So you will get 5 lakhs. Preliminary expenses are always deducted from profits. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ affecting our shareholders equity holders fund, so that you have to reduce here. So shareholders funds will be 5 lakhs. So capital gearing ratio is fixed interest bearing securities, that is 25 lakhs I have taken here, divided by equity shareholders fund, that is 5 lakhs I have taken here. So 25 by 5 is 5 by 1. This is 5:1. This is a highly geared ratio. Okay, it is highly geared, we say. Understood this, all of you? So this is your capital gearing ratio. We have seen what is capital gearing ratio, what are highly geared, low geared and evenly geared. We have seen one problem on this. Okay, So if I go back, today we have seen many ratios. Leverage ratio or capital structure ratios, we have 6 types over here. Okay, each one we have gone. Most important is debt equity ratio and capital gearing ratio. Proprietary ratio is also equally important. Just shown this. Proprietary ratio is shareholders funds divided by total assets. Remember all these formulas. Make a list of formulas always. Try to do one simple examples on this. Equity to fixed assets ratio, fixed asset divided by owner's equity. Here current assets divided by shareholders fund. Current liabilities divided by shareholders funds. We have most important debt equity ratio. External equity divided by internal equity. The ratio should always be 2:1. Then we have seen some 2 problems over here. Then we have capital gearing ratio. Okay. Hope you have understood all of these things. Thank you. And I'll give you certain assignments now.